I curled my hand around their body, but as soon as Jungkook's eyes fell on us, he toward us and tried to separate they from me. Mama, he cried. What happened, son? I asked in the same tone that I used with him. Mama, he started crying and pulling they toward him. They laughed and shifted a little away from me. He placed Cook in between us, but suddenly, Cook, with his own hand, pushed us away. I look at Tay, and he look at me. Is is he trying to separate us? I questioned Tay. Maybe. They laughed. He never did that before. Why today? I was so amazed by his actions. But the answer affected me more because he never saw us together before. My eyes softened. I tried to hold Thing's hand, but Jungkook pushed us away again and started crying this time. Theung patted his back as he hugged him tightly. My baby is jealous? Theung leaned. Of me? They nodded. Great. My son was getting jealous of his own father, who was trying to form a good bond with his mother. Just great. After some 10 minutes, Jungkook slept while drinking his milk. After he slept, they secured him with a pillow and I shifted closer to Theung. They placed his head on my chest again and I curled my arms around him. They looked at me and then laughed loudly, remembering Cook's action of some minutes ago. Laugh slowly. If Cook wakes up, he will separate you again from me. They laughed more and I adore him while laughing. I hate it when they cries. I hugged Theung tightly. They placed his palm over my chest and mumbled, Can I ask you something? I hummed. They separated us, and while looking directly into my eyes, why? Why are you trying to come closer to me all of a sudden? All of a sudden? I don't know. My heart wants me to. It feels like something that I can't explain. They paused. I feathered my finger on Theung's ears. So soon? How? You have no feelings for me merely 5 days ago. Then how all of a sudden, Jungkook? I don't know, Theung. The hairs tangled around my fingers. I really don't. Maybe then I don't want to feel anything for you. They looked at me and mumbled, Then how are you feeling for me now? They, I always showed my care for you, but showing love for you felt wrong. Then the day I shared my feeling with him, and he said something to me, which changed my thinking. And here I am, trying to bond with you like an actual husband should, with his wife. I finished, and they nodded slowly. Do you feel comfortable there? When I came closer to you, I asked him. They lifted his face and spoke, while his eyes were locked with me. You'll never regret your decision. Promise me. I laughed. Never. I promise. They smiled. I have never felt more comfortable around any man than I feel with you, Cookie. Every word I spoke was true, and when they replied, he feels the most comfortable to me. My eyes shine like critters. Dinner? I asked and he shook his head. I know he was full, same as my condition. I caressed the head lightly until he fell asleep in my embrace. The next morning, my eyes opened when I heard the faded sound of Jungkook and they giggling beside me. I rubbed the sleep out of my eyes and saw them playing together with one of Jungkook's toys. I sat up on the bed and shifted closer to Taeyong. His back was facing my chest, and I slowly muttered in his ear, "Good morning, Tae." They almost flinched with my sudden voice, and I laughed. As Jungkook found me laughing, he started laughing too. I took Jungkook in my arm and tickled him with my finger on his tummy. He giggled more. "Good morning, baby. I wish my baby." "Good morning, Appa," they replied in a childish voice from Jungkook, and they both laughed together. I pecked Jungkook's forehead. "My prince is so happy. Freshen up. We were waiting for you to wake up so that we finally visit the beach." They spoke, and I nodded my head. I stood up from a place and disappeared inside the washroom. When I returned, Cook was getting ready in his cute beachwear dress. They also bought his small hat and small sunglasses. We were all ready to go to the beach. We left our hotel room and made our way toward. Cookie was making faces in Taeyong's arm as he was enjoying the view a lot. We went by the side where no one was present. It was just me, Taeyong, and Cookie. We sat on the sand. Taeyong was sitting beside me, holding my hands while Cook were playing with the sand. I looked at Taeyong, raised my eyebrows. They just shifted a little closer to me, placed his head on my shoulder, holding my biceps tightly. I placed my hand on their head and kissed it. "Enjoy the view?" I asked. They shook his head and replied, "Enjoy the company." My lips curled into an instant smile. I was going to pull Ted closer, as so he hugged him. But all of a sudden Gook turned toward us and tried to stand up by himself, making a crying face. "Isn't our son getting jealous a lot?" They shook his head and laughed, removing his head from my shoulder. "Cook loves me more. That's why," they claimed, and I laughed. "Are you scared of waves?" I asked, to which they immediately shook his head. "Come on, let's enjoy the water." I cheered excitedly, took Cook in my arms. We stepped inside the water while they was holding onto my arm tightly. "Don't worry, I'm here." They nodded his head and replied, "I know." A strong wave came from behind us and turned our clothes completely wet. Gook giggled. Gook giggled. We splashed water upon each other and placed almost half an hour inside the water. I clicked some photos of they and Gook, and they clicked a selfie of us. We sitting outside of the water and decided to leave for our room when my eyes noticed they, who was feeling uncomfortable because of the wet clothes, was just hugging his calves tightly, exposing his skin. I pulled Tay closer and muttered in his ear, "Don't worry, relax. We'll reach in a minute." They nodded his head. We reached the hotel room, took a bath one. We had over lunch in the room. They was feeding Cook, and I was lying beside Tay. Soon Cook drifted to sleep, and Tay rested his body beside me.